Apparently, we're live. It says I'm live. Who knows? I've got the jankiest setup known to man, but apparently it's working. Let me know in the chat if you can hear me, you can see me, all of those things. Who knows? I may just be here talking to myself. Very likely. Oh, all right. A few comments already. Hey, there we go. A few people dropping in. So we had Sam Budgeon nice and early. We had the reseller kid, Jamie Summers. Hello. Ricky Lee resells everything. No idea who he is. Gary, hi. Aaron, Rash Kid, Paul Turner, and Zoe. Hello, everyone. So, 500 subs. Amazing. I can't believe 500 people want to tune in and actually watch the stuff that I do. So thank you so much for joining me on this live, and thank you for subscribing and enjoying the content. It's really keeping me motivated to enjoy my business. Hey, Ryan just dropped in the chat there. So as I say, we're going to do just a bit of an impromptu question and answer. There's a few people that have already asked questions on the old Instagram. Hey, Joe. So I'll go for a few of them. If you've got any questions, reselling, or about me, or about life in general, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them, and we go from there. So let's start off with an Instagram question. Hey, Aaron, thank you very much. Okay, yeah, another Aaron in the chat. Did you do any eBay selling whilst you're still at your old job? Interesting one that. I attempted to, but with the job that I was doing, it was far too time consuming. I was doing sort of 45, 50 minimum hours a week, and then a 2-hour commute each way. So I bought a load of stuff and then never did anything with that stuff. So it just sat there, and every item that I purchased was just a lovely reason for the wife to get a little bit more annoyed at me. But now that it's all I do, I can focus on it and give it 100%. I'm a kind of all or nothing guy. So trying to juggle that full-time job and do all of the extra buying, sourcing, listing, it just wasn't happening. But we're here now. So let's hop over to Instagram. A few questions. So, question from my father-in-law. Shout out John Sankey. Do you see yourself specializing in any particular product like Pokemon, or will you always look to stock a diverse range of stuff? My general idea of stock, 70-80% of it is gaming stuff, so that's what I kind of specialize in now, and I'm trying to force myself to learn about new niches as they become either trends or pick them up as I go along, and I'm doing that by consuming as much content as possible on YouTube and using the tools around me. So if something comes up on Facebook, being able to research it there and then on eBay, that's very powerful, and it enables you to learn, plus also making educated guesses on job lots. So I bought a load of vinyl, which is currently just sitting in my boot at the moment, but bought a load of vinyl for 20 quid. There's something like 100 records there. It's a fantastic learning opportunity, and I'm kind of buying my education with that. So I will keep to what I know and learn and learn and learn. A few more people in the chat. Gary, how's life during the lockdown? It's pretty much the same for me because my office is in my home. Most of my sourcing came from Facebook anyway, so as long as people are still posting stuff on there, it's not really that much of a big deal for me. The big benefit of lockdown is my lovely wife is working from home, so I get to annoy her a little bit more when she's downstairs trying to work. We've got Jamie in there, Mr. G UK, otherwise known as Mr. Guaranteed, the Charizard sender. Thank you very much. We've got Carl in the chat and Keely in the chat. Question from Ricky Lee. Favorite sale of 2020? Favorite personal sale that I kind of wanted to hold on to but didn't was a Halo helmet that I picked up for £10. It was the Master Chief helmet from the Xbox 360 Legendary Edition, and I kind of one of those items that you list really high in the hope that it doesn't actually sell, and then it sold within 3 days. But I was really happy with the sale price. It was £175 from a £10 investment, but kind of sad because I wanted to keep it for a little bit because it looked really cool. Let's hop over to Insta, see what else is on there. Where do you see yourself in a year's time with your eBay? From UK Book Flipper. So next financial year, next calendar year, I'd love to smash through the VAT threshold and really grow my business in terms of revenue and kind of get more into wholesale and bulk purchases. What that would mean is a lower margin on all the products, but a much higher turnover, and it streamlines the process if you're selling 500 of one item as opposed to one of 500 different items. I'd also like to incorporate Amazon FBA, and there'll be a challenge coming come the new year where I start Amazon and guide you through that as I learn and go from there. Reseller Kid, and not yet. I'm just coming on to yours in a second. Mr. G, what's your favorite thing to smell? If you didn't catch it, my alter ego is Sam Smells Stuff, which is the name that people bully me by with more subs. They keep bullying me about it. I'm tempted to report them, but the favorite thing to smell is definitely a pack fresh Charizard. There's nothing that quite hits it. Gary, do you get many returns? Not loads. It tends to be on the smaller items, if I'm honest, where people probably are trying to abuse the system, but it doesn't happen that often because I try and describe all of my items as accurately and as high quality as possible, take a load of pictures and communicate as much as possible if anyone has any issues to try and avoid that at all costs effectively. Rash Kid. Hi Sam, I wanted to know which console you prefer, PlayStation or Xbox. Well, I've got a PS4 by my feet down there, and I've got a PS5 from the PS5 challenge on the way, so it's got to be PlayStation, I think. What else have we got in the chat there? From Kieran, rummage around. Let's give you a spanner. What is your favorite every game? What is your favorite every game of all time? Favorite ever game of all time? Probably Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. That's kind of the first games that I got into, like handhelds when I was a kid, and then I've grown up, played a lot of Call of Duty 4, a lot of hours on Call of Duty 4, and then a few more Call of Duties after that, and then a few more after that, and it's probably Warzone at the moment. Who else? Who else? Team Xbox all the way. Yes, Aaron. Disagree with you, unfortunately. Is there a way I can ban you from the chat? I'll give you a spanner instead. So on to another Instagram question. Where did you get your photography backdrop equipment? So yeah, in my Instagram pictures, some of you guys would have seen my backdrop that I've got. I got that basically from B&Q. It's just wooden floor panels that are slotted together and then fitted up against the wall, and then just a couple of LED lights to go on the side, which makes it stand out a little bit differently from the white background. I think it looks quite good compared to what I had previously. Definitely compared to what I had previously. Zoe pulled a VMAX Charizard today. Whoa, congratulations on that. Reseller Kid. Got 2 from you on Instagram. Look at that. What items do you most enjoy selling and why? Stuff that has a bit of nostalgia to it. So like I just mentioned, those Pokemon games, if I ever get one of them in stock, it's very difficult to resist playing for it. Likewise, when testing games, sometimes you can get a little bit distracted. Instead of a 5-minute test, it can be a few minutes more than that. I'll put it that way. And which reselling YouTubers do you watch? There's a whole host of UK and US ones. All the main culprits here in the UK, I think a lot of you guys would already be subscribed to them. A lot of you guys are already in the chat. Some of the American ones that you may not have heard of, you might have Chase After the Right Price, Phoenix Resales, Retro Rick. They're all gaming related channels that I really quite enjoy. And then you've got the big American one, Rally Roots. Everyone watches them, but great content. What have we got in here? Gary, what's your office like? From this view, it looks packed. Yes, it is a double room. I have, like you can see here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these rackings in this room, as well as 2 workbenches, one being a photography, one being a packing area, and then some IKEA 2x8s, which I put like console bundles in. I will do a office tour when it's more tidy, because that is one of the things that I need to achieve this coming week, is get it a little bit tidy, as I've had a few last minute pickups that need to find a home on shelves. Matt, how many Charizards do you own now? Wow, they're just besides me, because you've got to keep your Charizards beside you at all times. and these ones are all going to PSA. So we've got the reverse from Evolutions, the hollow from Evolutions, a couple of the regular Vs from Darkness Ablaze, the V Max from Darkness Ablaze, and then 2 Build and Battle Vivid Voltage pre-release kits. They're all going to PSA probably this week. Who knows when. Hi, Tom, in the chat there. Oh, yeah, the Disney Monopoly. It's just one of those things that I need to get listed at the moment. I have a stage 2 Charizard, but that's it. It's a shame, not one of the best ones. Charizards are always popular. Always popular. Corey in the chat. Hey, Sam, how do you identify the best things to search for? To start off with, it was having Facebook open on one page and eBay open on another. And if I see like a bundle of gaming stuff, research each individual game, have a calculator up on the side and add it all up together. An example of that is I bought a job lot of Funko Pops 3-4 weeks ago, spent £170 on them, but I had them open, had all the pictures, added them up as I went along, saw it was near enough a double up or pretty much a double up after fees, and that determined it was enough for me to purchase. A few other factors. Storage. Before I was in this room, we were in a 1-bed flat, and you can imagine trying to run a business from a 1-bed flat. It's not fantastic. It's not fantastic stock everywhere. So size was definitely an issue. There was no CRT TVs. There was no, like you can see up here, big scale electric sets, anything like that. So that has also enabled me. Yeah, Mr. Guaranteed Charizard, definitely that. And unless you're a Don fan. Hey, Bailey. Ricky Lee, who would win in a fight between you and Sam Budgeon? It's an excellent question. I'll let him answer the question. I'll let him answer that in the chat. We'll go back to Instagram. What else have we got here? What's your best and worst sale on eBay? And why and when did you decide to become a reseller? So best sale in terms of highest value item was Evolution's box that I flipped from £400 into £600, so about £140 profit, basically within a week of buying something and then flipping it on. In terms of what motivated me to do more, on my first round of car boot seasons this year, I took a punt on a sealed processor. It cost me £3. I didn't really know what it was when I picked it up, but I knew that it was sealed and it was a computer component, so I couldn't lose money, and that turned out to be £130. So that kind of opened my eyes to what else is out there, and spending a couple of quid to really learn about items. And the second part, and my worst sale on eBay, my worst experience of a sale on eBay was that I sold an Xbox bundle, and the buyer decided to put a prison as the address, which I didn't know to start off with. So I just, as you do, print off your Hermes label, stick it to the box, see what happens. And it didn't get delivered 3 times. And then eventually I Googled the address to be like, why isn't it getting delivered? Found out it was a prison. And that basically resulted in the item getting lost, me having to refund the buyer. But then 3 months later, that Xbox just appeared back at my house. So it was a bit of an experience and a learning question. And then the second question that you had there, Spoonie24 on Instagram, why and when did you decide to become a reseller? So only this year, about 6 months ago, actually now. I was made redundant at the beginning of this year, 3 days before lockdown. I was a store manager at a car phone warehouse before this. And I wanted to start a business instead of trying to jump back into a new, basically back into retail, back into the weekend work and that sort of thing. And I've always wanted to start a business, and lockdown and a redundancy payout and allowed me to really, really go for this. So I jumped in full time. Unlike a lot of people who start part time and then work their way up full time, of quite a different experience where I just jumped in head first. And not look back. And that's basically, what I decided to. And I love the freedom of it. Absolutely. Right in the chat, Mr. G, we have, what would be the one item you'd love to find at a car boot, either to keep or to sell? I really want to find like some more classic video games like N64s, GameCubes. They get snapped up very quickly. Every boot sale, I would imagine they get snapped up very quickly. But you know, it's retro, it's a bit vintage. I like that, the gaming side of things as well, and I would get quite easily distracted playing a lot of them. Corey, at what point do you reduce a listing to sell, and what do you do if you feel like something just hasn't sold? So, at what point do you reduce a listing to sell? Realistically, after a couple of months, if it's not sold, I'll try and reevaluate the listing to see if there's something wrong with it, a misspelling in the title, the photography's not great, or if I need to add item specifics. I will always send out offers of 5 to 10% on everything that I have. So as soon as someone watches something, I will try and get that listed, get an offer sent out to entice them to buy there and then, and that will be a 5-10%. And I'll also accept offers on items. And what do you do if you feel something just hasn't sold? Again, it's reviewing the listing. Sometimes delisting the item and relisting it again stimulates the eBay algorithm to promote another sale. What else we got? Bailey, what is the item that's been on your shop the longest? I've sold a board game after 13 months of it being listed. Wow, that is impressive. 13 months. The longest item that I had actually sold last weekend, which was amazing. It was a full set of AWA speakers, but they were a full stack system, but you couldn't take apart the stacks. So it had to go as one unit with the 2 speakers. That was within my first couple of weeks of purchasing. I spent 30 quid on it, and it came with a turntable, and I sold the turntable within a week for £30. But then I sold the stack system for £100, which is amazing. But that has stuck around the longest. But everything else, I'm just looking around at the stock in here, is probably purchased within the last 3 months at the moment. Bailey, so as a phone salesman, which is best, Apple or Android? Well, the diplomat in me would say that depends on the user, but it's definitely an Android phone. Sorry to upset anyone. Dave Repairs, is this George Ross? No, he's definitely not Ginger. And I definitely am. Richard Henry, good evening, everyone. My question is it worth grading one of these Mike Tustin question of sports cards, as I sold one for £45 and I have another, but I'm unsure. It's always going to appreciate the value if you get it graded. It's just the time frame that's going to take. So realistically, it's going to take 6+ months to get it graded at the moment, unless you pay for quite an expensive turnaround. And it all depends on what you think the grading of it is going to be when it comes back. Who knows what it's going to come back at? Only you can kind of get a work out that, depending on the surface, the edges, the corners, that sort of thing. If you feel it's in good nick, send it off. It's only going to appreciate it in value. It's worth a go. Bailey, yep, Samsung Note user. That's exactly what I've got, Note 10 Plus, and that is what I'm using right now for the live stream. As I said at the beginning, it is quite a dodgy setup. That's because I'm using the phone on a tripod and it's mirroring to the computer. So I've got three of my faces on the screen at once. What have we got here? Corey again, what's your favorite piece of stock you've got right now that you really don't want to sell and show us, ? I think you can kind of see, if we go this way up there, these Pokemon Build-A-Bears up here. I picked them up for £20. The Vulpix on the end there is a £60 plush on its own, so definitely want to look out for that. And the reason that is because it has the voice box in it, so it makes the sounds. All the other ones are between £10 and £20, so there is £120 worth of plushes up there. I just think they look cool, and if I do more videos related to Pokemon in the future, it would be nice to have them in a background. Zoe Patrick, favorite YouTuber to watch? Well, I've gone through what YouTubers that I watch inside reselling. I do quite like some of the Warzone people, like Nick Merckx at the moment, but that's because I found it funny and entertaining at the same time. And there's a few others, like in the States, Graham Stephan, that I will watch as well. He's like a finance advisor, so there's a few of them, but I like a bit of everyone. Camera looks clean. Okay, that's good to know. It's good to know. And Dave Repairs, that is a small room. Yeah, it's quite compact, as I say. I'll do a room tour at some point once it's a bit tidier. What have we got? One more on Instagram. Hey, do you have children? No, I am married with 25. Well, both of us are 25. So we've got all that to come in our future. Oh, guys, I've had an offer come in on something, and they've offered me half of the listed price. So I think we're going to decline that one. I love it when people do that. They've added a soppy message as well for someone's birthday. Yes, decline. Thank you for your interest, though. Right, Bailey, how's Q4 treating you? I have got a lot of stock ready for Q4. You can kind of see here, these are all Wii's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Wii's there, all to be tested and listed. So it's going to kick off when I get them all done, and that's the goal for this week, get all of my consoles listed and done. Kieran, do you watch the 2x back-to-back blockbusters video gaming championship at all? No, not something I have done. Yeah, never fall for the messages. Yeah, I get so many of them, Dave. I'm sure everyone else does as well, where get a little bit of a sob story. Mr. G, Sam, do you play Fortnite? I did for a little bit, but don't anymore. I just, don't like people building a house around me and then shooting me in the head with a shotgun. Bailey, that sexy beard perfectly trimmed to an inch of its life, you mean? No, something like that. I think that's for Ricky, isn't it? You'll make me blush under this beard. Right, any other questions? I've ran out of Instagram ones. Let me know in the chat down below, and we'll go from there. Personal, reselling, whatever you want it to be. We have actually made a live sale. GoldenEye Reloaded on the Xbox 360, $7.99. Woohoo! That'll be sent out soon. Any other questions we've got in there? We've got 33 people in the chat. Quite impressed at that for my first live. Thank you so much. And 14 thumbs up. So if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button down below. Corey, okay, Pokemon fan. What's your go-to Pokemon? Yeah, well, cards, it's going to be a Charizard, I think. In general, probably Lugia, just because, other than a Charizard, he says. Yeah, Lugia. Bailey, goals for 2021. So eBay realistically want to move out of this room and have a warehouse of some description, office of some description, to hold bigger and more wholesale stock and grow the revenue and therefore profit of the business, moving into more wholesale, and also start Amazon FBA, and also aim to grow this YouTube channel as well. I don't realistically know where and how quickly I can grow this channel, but this is also something that I've really, really enjoyed. It keeps me motivated. It keeps me focused to publish videos, which then means I'm focused on my reselling, because my videos are about the reselling. Someone told me never to decline an offer, as replying helps with the algorithms. I would, if they're within like 60% plus of my offer, I'll usually counter. But if someone's offering me 40% of what I've got, I'm just going to decline, because it kind of speaks to potentially the person that's offering, and I don't want to enter into a negative experience of someone potentially. Dave Repairs, is eBay your only source of income? Yes, I am full-time, and this is what I do as my full source of income. Kieran, where can we get a copy of your spreadsheet using the sales roundup videos? That will be coming soon. I'm adjusting it basically, because depending on if you're on managed payments or not, or PayPal, the formulas will be slightly different. So once I have that done, I will be sharing it, but only once I've fixed it. Keely, I seem to remember you mentioning in a sales report video that you invest in stocks and shares. Could you explain more about that, how you pick your investments and manage them? Yeah, so I have a Vanguard ISA, and then I will invest in like the 80% and 100% stocks versus bonds, and a blend of both of them, and then let them deal with it for me. On average, it's 8% year-on-year growth. Who knows what that actually will be this year and going forward, but I just think it's a little bit better than leaving it in the bank and letting interest rates overtake inflation overtake your interest rates. That's not where everything is. There is money in savings accounts for the future, but I do have a Vanguard ISA, and cannot say would recommend, as I'm not a financial advisor. That's personally what I do. Hannah Sankey, that's my wife. She's only just subscribed though. Got a notification 5 minutes just before the live stream went live to say she's only just subscribed. So we'll be having words after this stream. No, what's the difference between managed payments and PayPal? So going back a month, PayPal would handle all of the transaction value. Basically, if you had a sale, the money would go through PayPal and then into your bank account. You would withdraw it from there. So PayPal would take a fee and eBay would take a fee. With managed payments, they've cut out PayPal, chucked them out. They take all the fees from handling the transaction and the commission for selling your product or on their platform. And personally, I'm really liking it so far. The only downside is if you have a really big weekend, you're going to be waiting a couple of days to get that money back. Whereas before, you got your payment pretty much instantly. So 2 weeks ago, I had probably my biggest weekend and a huge sale on the Thursday, and I didn't get paid any of that until the Tuesday. Oh, my tripod just died. I don't know what's happening here. Technical difficulties. We're upside down now. There we go. We're back. That went well. I told you it was a janky setup. I wasn't lying. So is your name Sansell Stuff Sankey? That's a lot of S's. That is a lot of S's. That is sibilance. No, surname's Warren. But as Hannah says, it's a different YouTube account. So that's probably why. Ricky Lee, not a question. But just to say you're doing really well, mate. Enjoy your videos. Your take on things. Also, you're better than John. Thank you, Ricky Lee, the legend, Ricky Lee. How old is that profile picture? Sam has no beard. He looks 15. What picture is that, Han? That's 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, from what I can see from here. Yeah, 5 years ago. She's confirmed it in the chat. 5 years ago, I did. Yeah, without the beard, I do look quite young. As I say, any questions, make sure you drop them in the chat. I think I've caught everyone's there. Gonna go get Kieran. Gonna go get obliterated in Warzone. Enjoyed the stream. Thanks, Kieran. Yeah, let me know. 34 of you in the chat. Again, thank you very much for joining me on the Saturday evening. I'm sure there are so many more better things you could be doing, but I appreciate it. And as I've said that, 3 people have left. We've had another earthquake. This isn't going well. I definitely need to sort this out. It just adds to the comedic value of it, doesn't it? Is it going to stay this time? Maybe. I'll adjust the tripod and see what happens. If not, we can work out another way. It was never going to go well, was it? First stream. Typical Android. No, it's not. Not the phone. It's the. I have a DJI Osmo that it goes onto the tripod, and the weight of it is slightly off balance. So if it's slightly off balance, it will just tip it. Father-in-law, what are you going to smell tonight, Sam? It's a good question, John. It's a good question. I'll let you know after. Cheers, Corey. Getting trolled by the family. Well, I had to have a few of them in there to make up the numbers, really. Otherwise, it would just be a bit embarrassing me talking to myself, wouldn't it? So, how have your sales been? How have your sourcing been since new lockdown? I picked up a couple of bits today. I picked up an Xbox bundle and a PS3 bundle, which wasn't too bad. 30 quid on the Xbox bundle. It's got Minecraft, got to Kinect. Listen, mate, you're joining the circle. You get a nickname. That's just how it is. That is true. I am Sam Smell Stuff, and it was in one of my videos. So it is a bit of a laugh. Vinny might have been good since lockdown, doing about 200 per day on eBay at the moment. Yeah, that's great, Vinny. Absolutely. Well, the people have just come back now offering me £30 on the £50 item. So I'm actually going to counter offer this time and go $44.99. It's Guitar Hero Live for the for the Xbox One. Got it listed at £50. If they want it, I can have it at $44.99. Let's see if that comes in. We get a live sale. Fingers crossed. Corey, I can stay if we're trolling. Yeah. I'm surprised you don't want me to get off stream so that we can play Call of Duty, Corey. Bailey, sales good. Got 21 to pack up from yesterday. Just picked up a huge Imaginext bundle an hour ago. Yeah, some of those Imaginext ones can go for some really, really good money. So they're definitely on a bit of a lookout. Some of the more uncommon ones. I sold 0 Dave. Well, there's still a few hours left in the day and still more days in the week and more weeks in the year. Except merch. That's not too bad then. But yeah, my sales today have not been fantastic. 50 quid so far, but that is so far. I've been fishing the last few days, so I haven't really been listing. I went away for a little bit of a trip with my brother. I say fishing. We didn't catch anything, so it was actually camping. Not great, but it was nice to spend some time with him. Definitely. Countered offer at 35. No, thank you. Unfortunately, fishing. Yeah, no, it's definitely just camping. Unfortunately, but yeah, as I say, nice to spend some time away. Yeah, it was also camping and freezing, as in. Most days I woke up with my rods frozen. Well, it's technically fishing because I had the rods in the water, but it was definitely camping, which is fishing is allowed during lockdown. It has been confirmed. James Holloway, hey, thanks for joining us. Hi, Sam. How much do you generally sell your complete Wii set bundles for? Just wondering. So, if it's a basic Wii with one controller, and a couple of filler games, I'll aim for £45–50. Usually we'll get that. If it's boxed, you can always add about a tenner on top of that, which is quite nice. So you can aim for £60-ish for that. I sold a black boxed console with Wii Sports Resort for $64.99 a couple of days ago. It was a pretty good sale. If we're then chucking in a Wii Fit board, normal times during the year, or the last few months at least, we're getting £85 for a Wii with Wii Fit board, a couple of games. I always part out the games. So if I've got like a Mario Kart or Mario Galaxy, some of the high value games, I'll sell them separately. But I typically try and include a Wii Sports or something like that. But I'm going to aim higher. I've got £100 for one recently with a Wii board and that sort of thing. And I'm going to aim high going into Q4 and second lockdown. And as Bailey says, rewind to April and you're getting £120 plus. Yeah, quite right there. The demand was high, the supply was short. So you realistically need to put them out there, take really good pictures, show that the item is working. So if you've got a testing TV, plug it in and show that it's working and demonstrate to your buyer, give them confidence, and you'll be good to go from there. But I will, because I've got so many of them, I don't need to shift them quick. I will aim high on them and hopefully go from there. James, okay, thanks very much for the advice. I'm a 15-year-old reseller just getting into gaming. Thank you very much. Yeah, not a problem. Best of luck to you, James. Start as early as you can. I wish I'd started something like this a lot sooner. I was always very, very business orientated in school. I sold conkers, despite there being a conker tree in the field at school. And then used to sell sweets and chocolate at school and then got told off for doing that. So there's always been a little bit of entrepreneurial spirit behind me. So yeah, starting early definitely works. Thank you, Will. Congrats on the 500. Bowser, what's your eBay store? Let me get the name. You should be able to find it by searching Sam Sell Stuff, but it's WAR_3133. It's in all my videos. Don't mind sharing it. If you're looking at purchasing something for it, shoot me a message on Instagram and we can sort out something outside of eBay. Yeah, James, I used to sell sweets as well. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Bailey, money question. Don't have to answer. Are you making more money now than your previous job? And could you ever go back to a 9 till 5? I don't mind answering it. A couple of my videos have been completely transparent about how much money I'm actually making from this. Last month, after tax, after all deductions, my net profit was £1,907, something around that. It was low 1900s, which was less than when I was a manager at Carphone Warehouse, because they had a fantastic commission structure. Probably one of the reasons why they've gone under or closed most of their stores, but there was a lot of potential to be had there. However, the trade-off for that, 2 hours commute each way, working 6 out of 8 weekends, and hardly ever seeing my wife, was not worth it. And I didn't realize that until starting this. So would I ever go back to a 9 to 5? Only if I absolutely had to. But I will work at whatever business I'm doing to go from there. You lived in a sweet shop when you were 8? Well, I worked in a bakery for a little bit, and it was tough not to eat the sausage rolls at the end of the day, particularly when they were closed on the Sunday and they'd still give them out. But I can't imagine what living in a sweet shop would be like as an 8-year-old. But yeah, that's to answer your question, Bailey. I'm completely honest and transparent about my financial, how much I'm making from this, purely because when I started looking at this, I couldn't find that information. So I want to share it with as many people as possible. Keely, did anyone else lose their stream or just me? I just had to refresh. Yes, I just lost the stream here. Oh dear. Technical. Am I back now? Hopefully I'm back now. I lost it for a second. Back now. Thank you, Mr. G. That's all right then. Yeah, not sure. Maybe it was a dip in the internet or something like that, but it all says I'm still live here. Say, any other questions? Let me know in the questions down below. We didn't hear the answer. Which question did you not hear the answer to? And I'll answer it again for you. Not a problem. Also, streamers out there who do this regularly, I need to buy a webcam. What should I buy that isn't the quality of a potato? That would be excellent, because one that I tried buying was rubbish, and I kind of need to upgrade this. I'm going to be doing more live streams because I can't have the wonky earthquake. Hopefully it won't do it anymore. Bowser, you got any trading cards for sale? Yeah, load of Pokemon. Few Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Logitech, okay. I'll check that. And one C1080, okay. About the trading off working in Carphone Warehouse. Okay, so financially, I earned more money when I was at Carphone Warehouse. They had a fantastic commission structure, and lots of benefits. And where I was traveling, I could claim back mileage and stuff like that. I was on target for the end of the financial before we got made redundant to basically earn just under 50k for the year. But the stress and strain that it put on me in terms of that commute and my work-life balance, I realize now was absolutely not worth it. My day consisted of getting up, leaving the house at 6, getting home at 8:30, working 6 in 8 weekends. I enjoyed the job when I was there, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't worth the money. Now that I realize that I can have a lot better work-life balance, spend time with the people that I love, and also earn a decent wage doing this, with the potential of it growing in the future. So would I ever go back to a 9 till 5? No, only if I needed to. Yeah, but the 14-hour days, that it was 10 hours on actually working, but the 2-hour commute, it adds on top of that. But yeah, I wouldn't go back. Sorry, got to go. No problem, Vinny. Really enjoyed the stream. Thank you for joining us. Keep making great content and smelling stuff. I will do my best. Thank you. Matt, congrats on the 500 subs. Thank you. Keely, what did your family think when you told them you're going to be a reseller? I'm sure they had confidence in you, but did they think it was a realistic job? Han has always been supportive of whatever I do, because I know that I will put my all into it. The general consensus was try doing it part-time and working a couple of days a week alongside it, and that was what I had in my mind. So when I started, it was full lockdown. So I gave myself a couple of months to see how much money I could make in those couple of months. Is it viable? And if I wasn't going to be able to make a decent wage during those couple of months, I'll then get a part-time job, do 2-3 days a week, and go for go part-time and then build up to it. However, the first couple of months went really well, so there was no need to fall back. And then once I had the sales data to show that I could do it, everyone was fully on board. But everyone had the support and confidence knowing that I would put my all into it. But until you actually do something, you got to prove it. But everyone was always supportive. There was no negativity around it. Aaron, when you change up something, it makes you realize I've been working from home in my normal job for months and would be a shock going back to the office. Absolutely, yeah. And it makes you think about, what you were doing, and I couldn't go back to it. Ricky Lee, cheers, Sam. Got to go. Appreciate the stream. Smell you later. Catch you in a bit, Ricky Lee. Yeah, thanks, Keely. It's a bit of a weird thing going straight into full time, and not a lot of people will have done that. I did, as I say before, try to get into this a few years ago, back when Ben Fitzpatrick was around, and I watched all of his content and got really engaged by it, wanted to do it, and basically just didn't have the time. If I was in a less intensive job, I probably would have been able to do it, but it wasn't my main focus. But yeah, now I can see the possible ventures that I can moving into FBA, moving into wholesale, and really expanding. It's very, very exciting, and also being in charge of my week, my schedule, what I want to do when I want to do it. Matt, how much time would you say you split between listing, sourcing, and packaging? I'll go packaging first because it's the easy one to answer, because I have a very strict schedule with that. I get all of my items out on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, as I have 2-day dispatch. So everything is collected parcel-wise by Hermes on a Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you do get collections through your Hermes, just a side note, it is the same price from a collection through Packlink than it is a delivery at the moment, or you dropping it off. So that's always nice. I have a good relationship with my Hermes driver, and I basically just text him in the morning, telling him how many I've got, and he texts me what time he's going to be at mine within like a 30-minute slot. So that works out really well. And then I'll do all of my letters and go to Royal Mail Monday, Wednesday, Friday, walk around to the post office. Listing, it's got to be a consistent amount of listings. So try and aim for a minimum of 10 listings per day, regardless of the day. So if that's a Saturday and Sunday and you want a bit of time off, draft the listings and then publish them on a Saturday or Sunday. And then that way they're already done. That promotes consistency for the algorithm and therefore generates sales. And sourcing, when I'm listing, I will take a picture, do all the listings, and then once I post one item, I'll go on Facebook, and then I'll refresh Facebook to see if something else has popped up. So it's kind of like I'm doing that on the go. And if I'm sat down watching a film, I will have Facebook there, and every 5 minutes or so refresh it. That's what works for me. I don't see that as working when I'm doing it, because it's just like checking your phone for Twitter or Instagram or something like that. I'm just doing it through Facebook and refreshing it and seeing what pops up. And then when I have organized a few pickups, I'll try and get a few localized in the same area so that I can hit them all in one route. So where I am earlier, as an example, I picked one up in 2 villages that are 15 minutes away from each other. So I could do 1, 2, and then come back home. John, have you explored drop shipping? Yeah, I've looked into it. It's something to look into a bit more. And you do, from what I see, need a bit of capital to really, really make it work. So it's something that I will explore in the future once this has enabled me to build up enough capital to be able to take risks in the business and diversify. Richard, I've worked as a reseller full-time since January lockdown, and has been the gift and a curse. But eBay sales have been brilliant, and I would never, if possible, work for anyone else again. Absolutely. I completely agree. It's got its ups, it's got its downs. The curse being the consistency of money, but if you're strict and you're withdrawing what you need to live and still have money for yourself to reinvest back in your business, there's no reason why you can't, as long as you've got a float there, so that if something comes up you can buy it, but also if sales slow down you can also take the money where you need it. Then it's a healthy balance. Bailey, is Facebook Marketplace 90% of your stock? Mainly, yes. Mainly Facebook Marketplace. Obviously when boot sales were on, boot sales were absolutely, Sunday I'd hit 3 or 4. So I would go to Brighton Marina, then Brighton Racecourse, then Shore and Flyover, and then Rusper all in one day, Sunday mornings, and hit as many boot sales as possible. And that enabled me to learn about other items and pick up items that I wouldn't before. But the majority of my gaming stuff, the stuff that I know about, comes from Facebook Marketplace, and I hardly get anything for hardly get anything from the charity shops near me. That is a mix of obviously prices. Everyone knows they're higher, but also from what I know about from what's in a charity shop. The stuff that I sell, gaming stuff, is very, very quickly snapped up in a charity shop, or just simply put on the charity shop's eBay store. So when I go in there, I don't know enough about clothes, shoes, which I'm learning to try and progress. Yeah, the store's in the chat, so you can have a look through. Jeremy Carl, what is your highest sale from a £1 item you bought at a boot sale? From a £1 item? I think from a £1 investment was one of these Volpix up here. I picked one of that one up there. Picked one of them up for £1 and sold that one on for £50 I got for that one. So yeah, happy with that. There's been a couple where it's been like a £5 into 100 plus, which is awesome. Have you looked at retail arbitrage? Yeah, I've got a few items. They are currently listed in stores at the moment, so it's difficult to share those items, be completely transparent, and not shoot myself in the foot at the same time. But I do have some items, but it's maybe 1% of my store, not many. What's the coolest thing you have listed on your eBay right now? That is an excellent question. And I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head, but I'm going to find out now. I've got a boxed Soul Silver for $109.99. That's pretty good. I've got a load of Funko Pops, and I've got a Power Ranger set of them. They're pretty cool. I don't have anything like massively unique at the moment on there. It's just all standard stuff. But if I say that the coolest item that I have on right now, for me, nostalgia, that Soul Silver game was an excellent game. Mike, I've just sorted a delivery today. 15 bags of clothes today from a clearance guy. That is impressive, and I would not know where to start with clothing. It is absolutely not me, but I am learning. Keely, I've not seen you talking a lot about sourcing or selling phones, something I expected you know a lot about. Why is that? Is there not much money in used phones? There are a lot of things that can go wrong with phones. Firstly, every phone has an IMEI, which it could be blacklisted, so you can check that on the internet. Secondly, the amount of things that can go wrong with a phone, like if you talk about your generic iPhone, if you buy it from someone and they've not removed their iCloud, you're stuffed, you can't use it. If a microphone's gone, if something's gone on it, it's costly to repair. But also there's a sentimental value that people attach to their phones because it's something that they use day in, day out. And therefore they expect a higher price than what it's necessarily worth. So I found that quite a lot in Carphone, where people would want to trade in their phone. We'd give them a value of how much it would be to trade in, which is profitable for the company, but also a reasonable deal. And most people would say no, because they value their phone more than that money. So the margins that you get on phones typically aren't great, and the risk for something going wrong, again, isn't great. However, I would pick them up if a fantastic deal came along. Was not asking to share, as I understand that I have a lot for myself. Yeah, that's fair enough, Bailey. But yeah, I've dipped my toes into it, and yes, cash is ready to go for Black Friday coming up, so I'll have a look at that, and January sales, so I can stock up on stuff and potentially hold it longer term for next peak, or sell it throughout the year normally. But I'm just starting as a reseller. I lost overtime in my job, and clothes is a minefield, but worth the investment and knowledge and time. Ricky seems to do well. Yeah, Ricky does really well with his clothing. When it gets listed, Flipper, you'll definitely want to check him out if you haven't already. He does some fantastic high-end clothing videos where he focuses on making smart, informed decisions, not purchasing everything under the sun, and flipping for high value. So definitely check out Lee Kohler Flipper. He's a great channel for clothing, and I'm learning bits and bobs as I go along from both of them. And I'm trying to pick up bits. Like I've started picking up shoes when I've gone for the boot sales, stuff like that. Hello, Lou. Right, got to go. Thanks for the chat, Sam. Have a great weekend of sales, everyone. Yeah, Bailey, thank you for hopping in. Thank you for interacting and asking a load of questions there. Really do appreciate it. Anyone else, if you've got any questions, still got 25 of you in the chat. Let me know all your thoughts in the live stream. If you're offered your old job back or offered a different position, would you consider it or continue to be a reseller? Yes, I've already been offered a job back at my old company. So Currys and Carphone Warehouse are all one company. I worked in 5 stores when I was in Carphone, and the first 2 were stores that were in a Curry store. So I knew the management team in Currys quite well. About a month ago, I had a call asking if I wanted to go back as a sales manager into one of the Curry stores, and I turned it down because it wasn't right for me. They offered me reasonable money, all the perks again, but I just wouldn't go back. And I just enjoy the freedom, the time it gives me whilst doing this and being my own boss. Mike, are you in the South, Sam? Yep, I'm in East Sussex. There's a lad. Yeah, Dan's a lot of that. He's just done a load of denim as well. Like, he spent £1,000 on a load of clothing, so check that out as well. Definitely. But yes, any other questions? Let us know. But yeah, that the phone call was definitely out of the blue. Just called me up asking if I wanted to come back, and it was interesting because before lockdown, we were just about to buy a house, and then everything fell through because redundancy, etc., etc. So the one thing that would tempt me to go back would be so that we can apply for a mortgage and go from there. But again, I wouldn't trade the time. Oh, I've got hiccups. I wouldn't trade the time, that time investment, particularly with Christmas coming up. I've always worked in retail, always, since I started in Tesco as like a checkout, and then moved, not a checkout, working on the checkouts, and then moved up customer services team leader, and then into the management there. And I've never had a Christmas off. So this year would be the first Christmas that I have off. Obviously, it's going to be a bit different with everything that's going on, but I wouldn't trade that back. And obviously, if I went back into that job now, it would be Black Friday, it would be Christmas, and it just wouldn't. Yeah, not for me. Really happy for you. Hope it continues. I'm glad it's going well. Yeah, I really appreciate that. Yeah, really appreciate that. Thank you. I long may it continue this, with how it's going so far and grow in the future. And I want to take everyone with me on this journey, hence the YouTube channel, because when I start something like Amazon, it will be completely new to me, and I want to share that experience firsthand. Do you have a dog? Every resale YouTuber seems to have at least one cute dog. No pets for us. Maybe something in the future, but not at the moment. Plus my mum's allergic to a lot of pets, so that would be a plus, because then she wouldn't have to come over, but a negative because then I wouldn't be able to see her. So, swings and roundabouts, just in case she's watching. Yeah, any other questions in the chat? We'll probably go for another 7 minutes. And also, I nearly forgot, I've got some Pokemon cards if anyone wants to see me open them. I know Richard does at home if he's still watching. He really wants me to open Pokemon cards. So you, Richard. Let me know if you want me to open them. Champions Path pack here and see what we get live on stream. Why not, eh? No other questions? Anyone? I'm just going to sit here. We're going to have a staring contest. See who asks a question first. I'm going to open these. No one said anything, so I'm going to just presume that you want me to open these. Bought a bag of Pokemon cards a fortnight ago, but haven't even opened the bag yet. Yeah, use an app called TCG Player. Scan the cards. It probably is out of date, to be honest. Now, you can also type in the name and then the set number, which is down on the bottom, into eBay to give you an accurate sales price. Grania, are you Irish? You've got so much gingerness going on. Now, Grania used to work for me in Carphone Warehouse, and she's Irish herself. So she's taking the mick out of me. It's not very nice. Open. Can't wait. Okay, I've got 4 packs. Let's do it. Why not? Why not? Who knows? I've got over 150 items to list, and it's getting addicted to buying. Absolutely. Right. So, anyone want a code card? Maybe. Who knows? 1, 2, 3, 4. How we doing? Yeah. Energy. Oh. I can't. Well, I'm just going to keep going through like this. Great ball. Oh. I'm a chop. Swablu. Yeah, Swablu. Hyper Potion. Oh, God of War VMAX. Look at that. It was well worth opening it. Where's the sleeve? That is like a £25 card. I'll take that. Not that Rainbow Rare Charizard, though, but yeah, can't complain. Oh, is it going to focus? Probably not. That's not bad. Got over 100. Yeah, the buying thing for me as well. Most of this stuff here isn't listed, so it's stuff that I need to crack on with, and make sure I get out before Q4, so I've not got a stock overload. No problem. Glad you're listing, Richard. The thrill of the hunt for stock and from boot sales and marketplace, etc. Selling it to make profit is more of a hobby than doing this and job. Being your own, doing this job and being your own boss is great. Yeah, absolutely. I bought a PSP Go to resale. Now I feel like it should be a keeper. Yeah. Sometimes you do want to keep. You do want to keep some of the stuff that you purchased. Right. I'm just going to whiz through these again because it's not focusing, so you can't see. Well, I'm just going to skip and see what we've got. We've got an Obstagoon and a Professor Research, so nothing great on that load. 2 more packs. Are you finding yourself running out of storage space? Yes and no. A couple of the rackings have got shelves empty at the moment, and if I rearrange the room, I could be smarter with what storage space I've got. So when it gets to that, I'll just work smarter and figure out where I can put more stuff into it. And when I get to the stage that I don't have any more room, code card if you need it. When I don't have any more room, then I'll look at increasing the overall value of my stock items. So the stuff that I have in stock is earning me more money. And then when I can't do that anymore, I'll then look for external storage. We're just going to skip straight to the rare. Oh, another Gardevoir. Is this a thing? We've got another one and another Professor Research. Why not? Are you finding yourself? Yep, read that one. Last pack. And we're nearly at the hour. We've got a double Lycanroc in this one. There we go. For anyone watching because of Pokemon, you're welcome. I hope you enjoyed. And a code card, if anyone wants it. Why not? Spare room in the curry shop. Yeah, something like that. Storage around me is quite expensive. I did, when we were in the flat, I did look at a storage unit, and the cost of that is quite high. It was something like, I want to say £500-600 for a small room, much smaller than this room, no electricity, no Wi-Fi, anything like that. So not fantastic, if I'm honest. So if I do, it would have to be something like an office at a good rate. Maybe another reseller locally to me can go halves on it, something like that. But we'll see what happens in the future. Keely, got to go. Great chat. Congrats on your 500 subs. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you very much, Keely, and having a chat in down there. Yeah, fantastic. Right, we're at 58 minutes. I'm impressed that people have managed to watch me waffle on for nearly a whole hour. It's been fantastic. I've very much appreciated it. But yeah, any other last minute questions? Got a minute and a half. Questions? Anybody? No. Question for you guys and girls behind the camera. Obviously, we've got lockdown. What sort of content would you like to see me produce over the next month or so? Would you like me to do a live stream? I was thinking about doing a Monday prep live stream to get myself set up for the week about what goals, targets that I want to achieve, and taking you with me through that. Potentially some more day in the life videos. I know they did quite well. Well done, Sam. Great content and very insightful. Thank you, Richard. Really good chat. Thank you, Aaron. Late to the show. No problem, Michael. You can always watch this back. I think it should automatically publish. Hey, Carl. Awesome work. Final question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? 5 years' time, I would have liked to have grown my businesses, plural, because I would hopefully like to have registered as a limited company and spread out. So like Amazon is one, eBay is another. Firstly, house with the wife, kids with the wife, obviously. When it comes to the business, I would like to have some sort of investment into property at that point from the money that I've made through these ventures to put into a property to rent out, to have a consistent flow of income and diversify my portfolio, basically. What's your advice on listing used jigsaw puzzles? Don't. No. I will only buy a jigsaw puzzle if there's very good margin in it, purely because I don't want to count 1,000 pieces. And what I will also do when I do that is I will put in the description, this has not been counted and may not be complete. So the very few jigsaw puzzles that I have purchased that have been opened have all sold and have never had a problem because I've disclosed that in the information. If you are unsure, you can always count all the pieces or do the jigsaw yourself, but I hear that some of them have more pieces in for some reason anyway, so you might get caught out. I'll always buy a sealed jigsaw if I can get them at a decent price because they're always shift. Watching your video and other YouTubers, I learned a lot. I recently bought a VCR DVD combo from a £20 from a charity shop, sold for £70. Happy with that sale. Yes, they are fantastic. Fantastic, those DVD VCRs, especially the ones that will record from one to another, from a VHS to a DVD. They will fetch a pretty penny. I picked up one in Portsmouth, stomping on Global Thrifters territory for 40 quid and shifted that for £182. If you didn't see that in the PS5 challenge, absolutely go back and watch it. We're over the hour. I'm gonna call it there. It's 8 o'clock. I'm gonna go chill out. I hope you guys have really enjoyed the stream. If you haven't already, thumbs up. You know what to do down there. Hit the subscribe button. Let me know what you would want me to do for content over the next month. And thank you for tuning in. And that's all from me. And I've got to find the end stream button now. There it is. See you later, guys.